Now let me get one thing right off my chest. This is a rather odd looking motorcycle, but it is a Suzuki and it carries the mighty Intruder name tag. Also, it's based on the Gixxer 150, which we all really love. Now that name and that platform might sound like an odd combination, but Suzuki's bikes haven't given us a reason to complain in the past. So have they pulled off a winner with the Intruder 150? Let's see. From a design standpoint, the attempt with this Intruder 150 has been to add as much visual mass as possible. Surprisingly though, at a quick glance, it seems to be more inspired from something like the Honda Goldwing F6C rather than the larger Intruder. The swooping tank line blends nicely into the large curvy seat, but the massive tank extensions hide a relatively small 11-liter fuel tank. They also do a good job of masking the motor, which would have looked tiny in comparison to the rest of the bodywork. The chunky triangular headlight up front gets LED DRLs. The all LCD instrument cluster carried over from the Gixxer is easy to read and very informative. The handlebar and switchgear is straight off the Gixxer as well, as are the 17-inch alloy wheels. But to extend that flat handlebar towards the rider, it has been mounted on tall razors, masked behind that crown-like structure over the headlamp. The broad, curvy haunches at the back are a stark contrast to the wide, angular twin-barrel exhaust. Ideally, a rounded design might have worked better here. But especially from this rear 3/4 angle, the Intruder 150 does look quite interesting. Make no mistake, this is a very striking looking motorcycle, but the design is very polarizing. Either you love it or you think it's overkill for a 150. There are going to be very few opinions in the middle. I will say one thing though, that massive tail panel, it makes the otherwise chunky 140 section rear tire look really slim, and there are going to be a lot of customers who are going to want something fatter at the back. While the paint finish on the panels is top notch, we do have one concern with all the plastics. There are over 20 different plastic panels all bolted together. Now given our road conditions, after a while they will start rattling. And even our test bike has some odd panel gaps. But given how well Suzuki prices their components, we think they should be fairly inexpensive to replace in case we end up breaking any. This Intruder is based on the tried and tested Gixxer 150 platform. It shares the same frame, just with some modifications to suit the cruiser styling and ergonomics. It keeps the Gixxer's front forks and rear monoshock and even maintains the naked bike's steering geometry. However, suspension tune has been altered, as has the mounting point of the rear shock. The swing arm itself is now longer, resulting in a longer wheelbase to make up for the more rearward seating position. Footpeg position has been pushed forward, while the handlebar is mounted away from the triple clamp towards the rider. Now the rider seat is very wide and very comfortable. And even though it's so wide, that low 740mm seat height means that even the shortest riders will have no problems in getting their feet firmly on the ground. Even the handlebars and the foot pegs are a very easy reach. It's almost impossible to believe that this is a Gixxer 150 underneath, including that engine. The Gixxer's air-cooled single-cylinder motor, along with its 5-speed gearbox, power the Intruder 150. The motor runs a mildly altered state of tune thanks to a larger intake, airbox and a tuned exhaust. The result is a flatter torque curve, but a slightly lower power figure. Now even though the Intruder looks so much larger than the Gixxer, it's just about 8 kilos heavier. And Suzuki has compensated for this weight gain by altering the gearing. So performance feels like it should be in the same ballpark. The flatter torque curve helps the Intruder pull well from the bottom, and the torque doesn't seem to trail off even as the RPM breaks past 6,000. While it's not going to win any drag races, there is ample pulling power on hand, even when riding 2 up. And even though there is no fuel injection on offer yet, throttle response remains crisp at any point in the rev range. The MRF tires on this Intruder are the same that we find on the Gixxer, and we aren't complaining. Thanks to its tighter steering geometry, the bike responds well to steering inputs and changes direction quickly without drama. and the longer wheelbase contributes to a fair amount of mid-corner stability. Even with the foot peg set so far ahead, cornering clearance on either side is surprisingly high, and it took a lot of pushing to scrape the feelers. The front brake is identical to that on the Gixxer, same rotor size and 2-pot bi-brake calipers. The rear disc setup though, which is optional for the naked bike, is offered as standard on the Intruder. But the rear caliper here is a bi-brake unit as well. Just like the Gixxer, bite from the brakes is good, but the lever doesn't provide too much feel. Thankfully, front ABS has been included as standard. So what can I say about the Intruder 150? Is it a bike for enthusiasts? Possibly not. Is it a good cruiser? Well, it's certainly comfortable. However, based on the amount of attention that it garnered on our short first ride, I can certainly say that it is a head turner like nothing else, and people are going to absolutely love its macho muscular styling.